Hi everybody, good evening. It's Scott, S3 Model Works. I'm back after a fairly long absence. I don't think I've done anything on my YouTube channel since probably maybe a 4 or 5 minute update on back in October on my Sherman build. So I'll bring you guys up to speed on what's been going on my bench and what's been going on in life. Just got a little background music playing there. That's Crosby, Stills, Nash, Long Time Gone, apropos song for me tonight. But anyway, give me 2 seconds, I'll swing you guys down to the bench here and we'll take a look at what I've been doing the very tail end of October, November, and up to now, which has not been a lot, but bring you guys up to speed. Anyway, I hope you're all well and good, and join me, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so first up on the bench tonight, this is the last physical model that I'm going to complete for 2020. It's a 172 kit from Trumpeter. It's their MiG-29C in Ukrainian Air Force colors, and it was a fun little build. Some great surface detail on this thing. I'll bring you guys in as close as I dare and give it a spin around, but I had basically started with a light gray primer as a base coat, very similar to like a US Navy light gray, and then I darkened up a very few panels up top with some gold gray, and that's after I did the custom mix of the gray-green here, which is quite honestly a mix of Model Master Russian interior blue and a little bit of dark green. And I used a very similar color for a homemade wash as well. But this is a great little kit. I made a major faux pas on it though. One was when I was during construction, I had completely forgotten because I had slipped the decals back in the box, and it had some great instrument decals and side panel decals in here, but I completely left them off. Which may or may not be a blessing in disguise, because the decals on this, even though they may not be real apparent in the video, you might be able to catch a couple of them down here on this inboard wing here. Every single one of them silvered, and there's a lot of decals on this little bird, to be honest with you. So anyway, that's what the bottom side came out like. Pretty dirty, like most Russian birds. Did a little bit of finagling work on some of the exhaust. I did some of the heat staining and discoloration with oils and a little bit of inks, very highly diluted. But anyway, that pretty much took all November for me, and it is what it is. I'm not disenchanted with it. It's a neat little kit, and the longer it sits out on my bench and I get a chance to admire it, I did an okay job on it. It's not great. Like I said, the decals, nothing to write home about, but I can't control that. So anyway, let me put number 2 up on the bench here, and I'll be back. Okay, we're back for section 2. So in an attempt to continue to bolster my modeling skills, which are still coming back, I've kind of focused on figure painting lately, and I have quite a few that need paint, and my skill level is not where it should be, I don't think, so that's kind of why I wanted to try and focus on it. So I really just sort of spent the last week in November and these first couple of weeks in December here, which by the way, it's December 14th, happy holiday season to everybody. I hope it finds you well and good. I know 2020 has been a tumultuous year for most of us, and a difficult one, but it's been a great year for modeling, so things to be thankful for. It's not all bad. So anyway, let me bring you back down to the bench here, and I'll drag in some of my figures that I have been working on. Here's a first, and this sort of segues into the date that I mentioned tonight. Sometimes my motivation is not as good as it should be. These are some 1/35th scale master box. I believe they're master box. They're Jeep riders, and they fit really, really neat in Tamiya's 1/35th scale MB Jeep Willys. But these guys that I was painting tonight, I got started on just the eyes, and I did just a little bit around one of the mouths. And when I was painting this guy right here, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. He's got a teeny tiny little puppy dog cradled in his arms, kind of hanging over the top of his Tommy gun right there. And I started having some difficulty with that because, as I'd mentioned, the date being December 14th, today is the, sadly for me, it's the 3rd anniversary of my dog Bear's departure. He basically passed of old age, 11 days. My dog was born on Christmas Day, believe it or not. But he passed 11 days prior to Christmas in 2017. So after looking at this guy and looking at the puppy dog cradled over his Tommy gun, I just couldn't bring myself to continue painting him. So I gave up on him. And I'll get back to him. But it just goes to show you, I'm not sure how the rest of you guys feel about it, but sometimes mojo is not just loss of creative juices. It's I think there's psychological and mental factors that push us forward and hold us back at times when it comes to modeling. But anyway, that's my linchpin for tonight. So I'll set them to the side. I will get back to them. I may end up laying some flesh tones down on them later. And excitingly enough, I might, after I get through all this other stuff, I might actually paint a little bit on camera for you guys tonight. Just to do something different with my channel. So let me bring you down for another one here. Here's another figure I've been working on for quite a while. This is ICM's SEAL Team Fighter in 1/24th scale. He's all primed up in black. And to be honest with you, this is turning into a difficult build as well, because how do you take a guy in a black wetsuit with a black gun, with a black rebreather, black fins, black holster, black everything, and make it varied and interesting? I don't know. We'll find out. But there's actually some really incredible detail on this guy. I know you may not be able to pick a lot of this up on camera, but yeah, I built the sling on the little M4 that he's carrying, and I didn't dress anything else out on it. But this is actually a really cool figure. Not the best sculpt out there, and he's just polystyrene. There's nothing special about him. There's no resin, there's no nothing. And there's a little peek at his face, some of the features there. So, and then just a quick look at his instruction sheet, or his painting guide, I should say. Anyway, that one's all there. I'm not sure. Maybe this will be the one. Maybe I'll just keep my painting sequence short, and I'll just lay in some eye and some flesh tones on this guy. So let me show you one more figure, and I have a ton of them back on the back shelf. Things that I've got ideas for that I just have not painted yet. But we'll see. I'll get there. So anyway, hang tough. I'll be right back with figure number 3. I guess technically figure number 6 because there was 4 in that Masterbox batch. Be right back. Okay, so we're back again. So I've been working on this Joker. He is a Trumpeter kit 16th scale World War II Soviet officer. The box says Volume 2, so I'm assuming there was a Volume 1 that came out. I've never seen it. I'm not familiar with it. Very simple painting guide. I'm going to dress this guy up a little bit. I'm not real up on Russian uniforms. I like the look of the blue pants, but I know through some basic research that they were typically khaki, and blues were usually worn by officers of propaganda and the NKVD. But I think for a splash of color, I'm gonna try and dress this guy up anyway. He's cool. He's got a lot. I know the box art with the pose on there looked pretty gay, and it might look a little gay to some of you guys on the stand here, but it's actually kind of a really neat pose. This boot is lifted up off the ground, almost like he's sort of hiking it up on his toe. Maybe, I don't know, for the pose, maybe one that wouldn't have been in the portrait or the picture. And this is some of the equipment that I had done up and primed in the back. And this is done with, as my master box guys were, these were primed with Vallejo acrylic, and this is their Mecca line of paint and primer, and it's a much lighter gray than most any of the other primers out there. It's not quite as fine as some of the better ones out there, but I think for this type of woolen looking uniform, it might give me just enough pebble and grainy type look and effect to maybe make it kind of neat. So we'll see. So if you guys can see down here, there's some pretty decent facial detail on this guy. Not bad. Sort of got his little Charles Bronson haircut going on there. And then we have, took me a while to identify this piece of equipment, and with the help of some friends on the different modeling groups, I think we've decided that this is basically a inner Schenka winter weather woolen hat, folded, and might be clasped somewhere on one of his rear belts. So I've got a couple of different holsters to choose from. I've got what the box art and painting guide calls a synthetic holster, the one with the extra pistol pouch on it. I'm sure to hold his Makarov, and then this one's supposed to be leather, but I think I'm going to do them both leather. And then here's his officer cap. It's got some decent detail on there. It's basically got the Russian star and some nice braiding on there. And then this was a neat little build, almost all on its own. This is his PPSH machine gun. And there were, if I'm recalling the instructions right, there were something stupid like 14 or 15 pieces of PE that went on this rifle, and they are basically everything. Sorry, the camera's kind of flipping out here. There's the front sight hood on it, and to be honest with you, the tiniest piece of etch that I have ever done on my return to modeling is an actual triangular front sight piping piece that fits under that. It is completely invisible. There's a 2-piece charging handle that you had to fold here on this side. A 1, 2, 3, if I'm recalling right, a 4-piece rear aperture sight that included bending and folding the 2 sides and then putting in an intermediary block on top of here, and then an actual peep sight on top. It also has a very small attachment for the front sling portion here. The exterior of the drum magazine, the wraparound part, is all PE. The trigger, safety, and trigger guard are all metal, believe it or not, as well as this buckle piece back here where the rear sling comes into it, the adjustment buckle on here, and the rear butt plate. So that was a very interesting build in and of itself. So I'm looking forward to getting some paint on this guy. I sometimes think that part of my figure painting failure is that I'm trying to paint too detailed, too small. So, hence the last two figures I showed you, both in 1/24 and 1/16. I'm figuring if I go a little bigger, maybe I'll get a little bit more confident about it. But coming to realize, just like it is with scale model building, is that the bigger you go in scale, you know, stepping up to like 1/32 from 1/48 scale aircraft, quite a bit larger margin for error. So I'm hoping that's not the case. So anyway, lastly, tonight, I'll take you guys through a recently acquired kit that I got. Found this guy at Hobby Lobby. He's marked $22.99, 40% off. I got it for $13.79. This is a post-World War II Porsche Diesel Junior tractor. It's level 4, 1/24 Revell kit, and it's kind of a neat little kit. I don't have all of it out of the plastic yet, so excuse the rustling, but just as my review for tonight, if you guys want to take a quick peek through the instructions with me, they're fairly well laid out. I'm not a big fan of Revell instructions. I don't think anybody is, but it is what it is. So 73 pieces on this kit. So this looks like all engine and front end stuff going together, as well as the front grille and headlight pieces here. Wheels, suspension, attachment, Gitchy-goos, foot treadles, tires, rear differential and drivetrain, putting it all together with some additional details, and then things that look like toolboxes, tow hitches, the fender wells, the attachment for the rollover bar. This looks like two different options for an auxiliary passenger seat, someone who would sit like side saddle on the tractor, and then finishing that up with a couple of more little Gitchy-goos on there. Two different options for a seat. One looks to be padded with a cushion, the other one looks to be just a straight metal seat. The grater in the rear, and then looks like a three-piece hood, steering column, the rest of the hood. This is, as far as I know, this is the only chrome piece, and no, there's a few other chrome pieces in here, but this is the major chrome piece on the front end, and then just finishing it up all in about 25 steps, and then a little painting guide on it as well. But excuse the hell out of me, sorry. It's got some neat vinyl wheels on here. Not bad. The fronts are stuck within the rears, but it's got good, looks like good tread pattern on there. Like tractor style drivers on the front, big old cleats on the rear. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. And here's the little bit of chrome that we were looking at. There's really not much on there. I think this is actually the muffler piece. Anyway, I'm going to strip all this off and do my own metal coat on there. Not going to worry about it. But to be honest with you, they're very flash free, and they look good. Minor seam lines on them. but not a big deal. And then we've got a couple of, three red sprues. Some nice, clear lights. This is going to be some of the bench and dash detail that's on there. Typical Revell level 4 stuff. You know, it's nothing to write home about. It just is what it is. But it looks like it builds up into a really neat little kit. So it should be fun. I'm not sure when I'm going to start this guy, but so just to give you an idea here, we'll take a look at one of the larger sprues anyway. So it's got some good instrument cluster here. It's got some texturing on one of the seats. Very flash free, and looks to also be very well appropriate. This is marked 07820 Porsche Junior 108 Revell 2017 out of Germany. So yay for Revell Germany instead of Revell USA, because Revell USA really sucks. So anyway, this is some more of the detail of the kit. Again, the main body, the rear fenders. Looks like supercharger, crankcase, gear shift type stuff. So, not bad. Not bad. Excuse me while I rustle the bags some more and put this stuff back in here, trying to keep my video at less than about 30 minutes for you guys, just for a single monthly update. And lastly, we've got a couple of multicolored pieces here. One molded in cream and one molded in black. All the cream stuff, that's for the roll bar, the rear wheels, the front hubs. Detail on both sides. Very nice. Good job, Revell. Huh. Hey, what do you know, man? A mirror without a freaking injector pin mark in the middle of the lens. Very nice molded steering wheel there. It's even got the wraparound hand grips on it, and a couple of other ancillary pieces. So here we are with that. So we've been through all the sprues. Black, cream, clear, chrome, red, they're all there. But what I did want to show you guys was, honestly, if you take a look at the box art here on the side, that looks like it builds up into a pretty damn nice little kit. So I'm kind of looking forward to this guy. How do you go wrong for 14 bucks, you know? Not bad. So again, I don't think I'll start this guy this year, but then again, you really never know with me. You really don't. So anyway, that's the major portion of my update for tonight. So I think I'm going to break out my Seal Team Fighter since I already have some paints on the wet palette, fleshy type colors. I think maybe I'll try and lay in his eyes and his basic flesh tone tonight. So if you guys want to hang with me for just a touch longer here, I'll, even though I, lost my mojo with my Jeep Rider guys because of the soldier holding the puppy dog, it's okay. Like I said, I'll get it back. I just miss my dog, you guys, that's all. I had that dog since he was 3 weeks old. He died at 14 years of age, 11 days before his 15th birthday. So you can see, yeah, I'm a broken-hearted doggy daddy even after 3 years. But that is what it is. So anyway, with that and the Elton John playing in the background, I'm going to go ahead and kill the video before I paint, because this song will bring me to tears too. But anyway, it's been great hanging out with you guys for a little bit. I will come back and paint for you in just a few minutes, okay? Just give me a little bit of time. Peace out. I'm Scott, S3 Model Works. Great hanging with you guys. Thanks. Thanks for all your support, and thanks for all the bitchin' comments that I get on my channel. I know I have a limited number of subscribers, and my channel and my content isn't for everybody. But if you do like it, and you haven't subscribed, consider it, please. I like to keep things fresh. I like to keep them interesting. You know, this is my second journey through modeling. I did it as a young man and a teenager through my very early 20s, and then gave it up for most of my working life. And now that I'm retired, I've returned to it. Coming up this spring will be the completion of my 4th year. I think I came back in 2017, spring of 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, that's 4. So, anyway, I'm Scott. Come back and join me in just a little bit, and we'll slap some paint on some styrene, okay? Peace out, brothers and sisters. Be well.